What's up, guys? It's Team Dream Shooters here, and I'm bringing up a deck profile on my Dragonic Overlord The End deck. This deck just came out in English, and yeah, I just picked it up. Brought up my The End mat from last year's. Was that last year? Whoa, quite a while ago. Last year's Overlord release, and this time we have the Cross or the X. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So obviously, if you run the new card, 4 of Dragonic Overlord The X. Sadly, there are no SVRs in this set, but here's his ability. And yeah, so basically, he clones your Dragonic Overlord The End ability, or Dragonic Overlord the Great, or Dragonic Overlord himself. And in that sense, that he buffs the end mostly, but you can use the Great. I don't think you'd use the original Overlord with this ability though. But other than that, yeah. So his first ability, second ability, first continuous effect, is what helps buff the deck, and the fact that the end usually only works as like a, all or nothing card, but now you can use the end like on the end ability on like a first grade 3 ride. So that's pretty good. It's first buff, and the second one is if the opponent's grade 3, Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, then the drive of this unit cannot be 0 or less. And since the end loses 1 drive each time it attacks, it would be first you get a twin drive, then 1 drive check, and then 0 drive checks. But now you go from a twin drive to a single drive to another drive. And it's basically the first buff that comes in terms with the new Overlord. And then obviously we run for the end. I've seen some builds run additional grade 3s, but I'm not a big fan of that. So yeah, the end. Still trying to pick up a lot of high rarity ones, but I think one's okay. So here's Dragonic Overlord The End's ability. If you want to just pause right there. So yeah, you get to activate one of the effects, or each of its effects once per turn. So you can activate the first effect once, but you cannot activate it again in that same turn, and same goes for the other one. And yeah, that's basically it. So you just get the effect to first counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and attack again with -1 drive if you have 4 less cards in hand, or if you have a card with Overlord in the soul, you can discard 3 and stand it, and it gains 10k and -1 drive. So on top of that, this is a Force 2 deck, by the way. I believe I still play this Force 2, but yeah. So you attack 13, restand 23, and attack again 23, and yeah, obviously without triggers, so then you just buff yourself up even more. And now onto the grade 2s. I run one Berserk Dragon. I was thinking about running 2, but with the new cards in the set, that his on-place ability for Vanguard Circle just doesn't as much, and I just really have him in here because he's a 13k beater. But I might replace him for some other cards. I'm still playing it around, but like I'm pretty comfortable with this because if I do have to ride it, it's still a free ride or free draw. And yeah, he's just a 13k beat stick for the most part. And next most people run like 1 or none of Ducat, but I like to run the builds I've seen at least. But I like to run 2 Ducat. So he basically, here's his ability, and he basically has that, if you guard, you have to call 2 units to that guarding circle, even if it's a sentinel. And on top of that, he replenishes the soul, since this is a deck that doesn't really soul charge. So this is kind of how you get your cards in the soul. And next is like, what's his name? He's this Burnout Dragon, but like buffed to the Dragonic Burnout, sorry. Dragonic Burnout buffed to the max. So he has that a once per turn ability to counterblast 1, put a normal unit from the drop zone to the bottom of the deck. Before, I believed Burnout said that you need to put a grade 2 or greater, and then you retire anything. But this also lets you get to draw a card if you have 4 less cards in hand. But since Overlord's ability, when you would count cards in your hand, it counts as 0, meaning you have 0 cards in hand technically, according to this, or according to the effects. and you basically play around that and draw a free card. And yeah, that's basically all he's there for, is to draw and put back your the ends back into the deck so you can search them out again. And you basically don't need to draw into your overlords, because on top of grade 3 searchers they added to the Kagero clan, they also added Igniro Dragon. Igniro Dragon is your top 7 search, add to the hand, and that's it. So before there were cards like Masquerade where you check top 7 for Mordred or Blaster Dark, but if you did that, you have to retire a Vanguard. This time you just get to add it, and then that's it. And it's has the ability of when your Vanguard attacks, it gains 5k, and since the end can attack 3 times in one turn, this would be buff up by 15, making him a 25k attacker. It's pretty good. So usually your columns would be Tord Cannon Dragon and Igniro Dragon. I know for the most part, but sometimes you won't have Tord Cannon, you might have Berserk or Dakota or something else. Or my favorite card from the set is a Purple Gem Carbuncle. I only run 1, but I might tech in 2 just because I want to see this more, because it's a 20k attacker and it's a Force 2 deck. It's kind of free power, so you don't have to worry about force markers and whatever. But yeah, so Purple Gem Carbuncle's ability is when your Vanguard stands for that turn, once per turn, gains 15k. So it goes from a 5k Vanguard to a 20k. I haven't ridden into him yet, so hopefully that won't happen, but I mean, if you do, it's just tough luck, I guess. But yeah, not ideal. And next I only run 2 Sable Dragnute. So here's Sable Dragnute's ability, we all are aware. I only run 2 because I only have 2 hollow, and I feel like 2 is more than enough, because I mean, he's just a replacement card if you think about it. So you call him, retire something, then you draw a card off a Tord Cannon, because that's the only card that retires in the deck. But yeah, you retire that and then get rid of this to get something else out. Yeah, he's just not as ideal as he used to be, I guess, since you're able to retire other cards before. And next I run 3 of this new card. This is a Heat Shot Dragon. Heat Shot Dragon is obviously like your Sable Dragnute. Well, you don't get the draw free card, but you just drop and draw. So that sets you up for Tord Cannon on a grade 2 turn. And his other ability is really good. So he is basically a constant booster every time you're the end attacks or the cross. So you always have your constant AK booster, which was a weakness of the original The End, as you only got to have a boost once and you kind of have to think about when to use it. But now you just get to use it every time, so huge buff to the deck. Really enjoy that. And next I run 4 of the new card. This is the Stride Enabler from G, Lava Flow Dragon. And you know, he's basically really generic. I was gonna remove one of them to put another Purple Gem Carbuncle, just because I feel like you search your grade 3 DX or the cross a lot, and you don't really want to add the end to the hand unless you really need to, but you shouldn't have to, because you know you can basically go through the deck a lot and draw cards like it's nothing. Yeah, and then mainly just the 13k booster is what I use them for, and that's why I'm thinking it's kind of overglorified, overpriced, or something like that, you know. And next I run 4 Aramo, and here's Aramo's ability. As hopefully we all know with this, if you're watching this video and you played Kagero before in the standard series, but he's basically just your counter charger and your 11k booster. And he's like Sable Dragnute, except you get the counter charge and better boost ability. Yeah, Aramo was always a good card, still is. Yeah, and I need to pick up more because I will be making a Blade Master deck in the near future whenever I can get a hand of more Tord Cannons. And then next I run the new starter, obviously, with the Quick Shield ticket text. You could, it doesn't really matter, but Conroe's, you know, the original, the OG from way back then. Not counting the manga and stuff because I never read that stuff. But I did change up the trigger lineup. I run 4. Oh wait, what the heck? Oh, 4, 8, 9 critical. I do run the new Sentinel critical trigger. I might bump this up by 1 more just to have extra crit pressure. I was a big fan of the 12 crit, and I still am. I'm not really a big fan of the perfect shields, but you do need these, as there are things that run out there that run around with like huge fat numbers that you need to guard. Especially Chrono Jet, that thing can hit big numbers. What's that? Oh, the Messiah stuff in this set. That new grade 4 card. And Asha, obviously. It's a really good deck for not that much of a price, so that, you know, you can look out for that. And obviously 4 heals. And yeah, that's basically it for the deck. Force 2, obviously. And yeah, some good setups you'd want to have out would be like, you have the cross, put this in the soul, you have Agni Road getting buffed to the end of the world, and you have purple gem. This is like just the ideal thing. And then, you know, you have a bunch of triggers. Oh, if you have an air mode, that'd be amazing. And, you know, let's just say it's like your second grade 2 ride. Oh yeah, markers, you have like that. Like, come on, what's more scary than a 31 column with 2 crit, right? But yeah, that's it for the deck. Thank you for watching. I do have another deck profile coming out from this set, which is obviously, I said, Blade Master. I might or might not build Messiahs, but I do already plan on building what's it called, Oracle Think Tank, the Susano build. Was a big fan of the Magus. Too bad it didn't really do too well, but it was really cool with having 5 drive checks, and they buffed it with 6. But yeah, I also made a Twitter. If you want to follow me on that, it is at Cosmic Decade. I'll put it down in the description below. You know, if you want to leave a follow, use that often. I'm a heavy Twitter user, so yeah. Other than that, not much else. So yeah, thank you for watching, and catch y'all next time.